Okay, we've got another great 3 Series BMW here. This is the Mtec version, and what a difference that Mtec does make. Thinking about getting one of these and you're an enthusiastic driver, you definitely want the Mtec series. You've got upgraded suspension, you generally got different spoilers and side skirts, etc, etc. Now this car is an absolute pleasure to drive. I've said this before and I'll say it again. This car will be a future classic. These cars will still be around in 30 years, just like the 80s 3 Series are now. They are fantastic cars. They are so well balanced, they are so well put together, and the engineering on this car is superb. If there's anything at all that I can say about this vehicle, which I personally don't like, it's the double dip dashboard. I just think it was unnecessary. But, you know, that's just a personal choice. Let me tell you, the steering on this car is fantastic. It's so eager, it just wants to dive into every corner. It's agile, it goes around the corners like you're squatting. There's no lean, no banking, no camber, no adverse, anything at all. Now with the Mtec suspension, the shocks are very, very firm. You don't get any bouncing around at all. I would be very comfortable indeed to thrash this car around if I had to, given the right environment. I would have no problems at all having to swerve at speed to avoid a collision. There is no nasty counter affecting your quick movements with the steering wheel. The steering wheel is balanced. I don't feel anaesthetised between myself and the road. I can feel what's going on in the road, and that is a good feeling. When the car's got too much power steering, you don't feel the road, you know, but this you do. This is a great car, great steering. Now the brakes on this car are absolutely legendary. What is it with BMW and brakes? It just seems to get it right. When I brake with this car, firm brake, I can feel every caliper working individually but in perfect synchronization. These cars are a drive and a half. There's so many different versions of these cars to go for, but if you are going to go for one, and it's going to be a petrol one, then you want 2.5 litre up. If it's the diesel, you want the 3 litre up. The 3 litre diesel version of this is absolutely mind-blowing. That's 60 miles an hour now. Whistles up there, no problem at all. Brakes on this car, oh man, if every car was like this, really. You can actually apply the pressure at a gradient and you can feel it working, and it doesn't bite in to the brakes, it doesn't grab the discs. It's just an evenly applied pressure. It's absolutely fantastic. This is quite a pokey little car, this. It comes into its own when you're on the motorway and you're doing 60-70 miles an hour and you want to suddenly nip past a lorry or something like that. Then you can feel the agile ability of this vehicle. But you know, it's small enough to be good for nipping around a town, but I think it'd probably be quite an expensive car to run driving around a town. The seating position in this car is superb. I'm sat like I would be in the cockpit of a fighter jet. That's how good it is. Nothing's blocked here. Vision's good all round. If anything, maybe the mirrors on the left and the right hand side are quite pathetic, to be quite honest. I wouldn't mind seeing a bigger mirror. You know, you can see more of what's going around. You know, for the sake of aerodynamics, I think it's better to see what's going on behind you and to the side of you. The rear view vision, well, you know, the headrests do block out a bit, but generally it's quite good. I think if you have people in the back though, you wouldn't be seeing a lot because it is quite a small car. But what more can I add about this then? Well, these are just absolutely amazing cars. They're fantastic, they're beautiful, they drive fantastic, they're built so solid and chunky, and it feels like this thing is carved out of stone, and when you're inside it, it's like you're in a vault. Wow. Anybody thinking of buying one of these, just bear in mind, you want to go for the Mtec suspension. The reason being, the firmer shocks give you a lot more control over the vehicle and a lot more stability. If you're going for the petrol, the 320, the 2 litre is a little bit lame, so go for 2.5 litre up. In fact, the 2.5 litre is a little bit quiet too, but once you start going above that, it starts going very exciting, especially when you start hitting the M3 territory.